Hello there, this is Project Swift and I'm coming to you from DotA is Hard, our fabulous Wednesday night in-house matches, and for this match we've got a fun little game. It's going to be a reverse captain's mode. Casting with me this evening is Suru. Hello there, Suru.
Hello, Project Swift.
Woohoo! Alright, so we should have a lot of fun with this cast here. Already, as you can see with the first ban, Not Quite Claymore is just going, what the hell should I ban? What don't I want? And straight up, there we are, Treant Protector. So, according to Not Quite Claymore, I think he thinks Treant Protector is the worst hero in the game at the moment.
I think people.
What was that, sorry?
He's really valuable. Really hard to fit.
I think you may need to drop your mic sensitivity a bit, or raise your mic. What is it? Lower your threshold. Lower your mic threshold, I think it is. Because you're cutting out a little bit as you chat.
What about now?
Yep, that sounds fine. You didn't cut out at all.
Right.
Alright.
As I was saying, people underestimate Trent.
Yes.
But it's so hard to fit him into a lineup, which is why I think pros don't pick him as often.
Yeah, no, I'm going to agree. In pub games, I enjoy Tramp Protector. He's quite fun, and his ultimate is fantastic, and you can do silly things with his invis, and it's just great, and it's fun. And but yes, he is difficult to fit in somewhere because he can't really long lane solo, and he's not a fantastic support hero. He fits in well to like a 2-1-2 lineup, but not really into a tri-lane lineup.
He does have the slow and the heal.
His slow is quite strong early in the game. The slow heal thing, it's really good early in the game.
5 seconds remaining.
And then
what were you saying? Just go ahead.
I was just gonna have a look at the other bands, because we've also got the bands of Bloodseeker, Sniper, as well as Morphlings. So that's opted as their worst heroes in the game so far.
Hey.
Okay, and then a first pick of Phantom Assassin.
These are some pretty funny picks.
Yes, so
Phantom Assassin. And
Phantom Assassin into a Medusa. So, I don't think there's damn, we should have put in there's reverse captain's mode rules. That sort of
you need to have one. Just doing a chat right now.
Yeah.
So it's one of each.
Yes, so that's the rules. You have to have at least one of each stat type, and you have to have at least one ranged hero. So, alright, cool. Now that we've got that out of the way, those are the rules. Because, yes, normally you just pick the other team like a shitload of melee carries, and then they can't all possibly get farm, and yeah, so, I don't know. It makes it sort of, those rules keep it a little bit more interesting, I think. Just changes it up a bit.
They're giving them Shadow Fiend though.
Yeah. Shadow Fiend, yeah. I don't know, it's catch-22 with reverse captain's mode, because all heroes are good in quotation marks. They're all fairly balanced and they're all good. So you sort of, when you do the drafting, you're like, well, I have to give you some good heroes. It's just, you've got to give them good heroes that sort of don't mesh well with one another, I guess. Yeah. So I think, the Phantom Assassin and the Spectre picks are both quite good for reverse captain's mode, because they're both very farm-dependent heroes. The Ursa, I don't agree with so much, because they did give them two slows. Yeah, so they have the Stifling Dagger as well as the Spectral Dagger. So that will give Ursa a fantastic opportunity to do a lot of damage. And against the two heroes that they've got, the Medusa and the Shadow Fiend, Ursa is going to shred them in no worries.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
they're giving them straight melee and then giving the
5 seconds
dire.
Hmm.
So it's not harassed
reserve time.
early game.
You're still cutting out a little bit, unfortunately. Maybe put your open mic threshold down a bit more.
Radiant team ban.
You can pretty much just drop it right down to the bottom, I think. And then we've got a pick of Lycanthrope. So, I don't know. God, reverse captain's mode is so difficult sometimes. It's really, yeah. We got a ban of Obsidian Destroyer, which I don't know. Honestly, I think I would have liked Obsidian Destroyer in this lineup. He's got the 4-second disable, and his ultimate would do a lot of damage because they don't have any intel heroes at the moment. So I would like Obsidian Destroyer in my lineup.
He's another underrated carry.
Yes.
He's just not picked because of his escape. He has no escape, so you're forced to build a 4-staff on him.
And a ban of Death Prophet. I would give an arm and a leg to get a Death Prophet in a reverse captain's mode game. The opportunity to push towers and do early game pushing is invaluable in reverse captain's mode, I think.
And they're not getting to pick what they want, so.
Ban of Enchantress as well. I don't know about these bans. I guess the captains have got their own things in mind, but they're like all of these heroes that are being banned are sort of they're heroes that I would want on my team.
Oh, it looks like I have to go. I'm sorry for leaving early.
That is alright. Thank you for doing the introductions with me.
Best of luck to this game. It should be interesting with these two teams.
Yes, it should definitely be interesting. Alright, enjoy yourself, and I will see you at a later date on the DotAverse. Alright, and continuing with the bans, I think Doom was a good ban. I think Doom was a good ban. He doesn't really have any strong disables. His ultimate, the massive silence, because they don't have any heroes that are really reliant on spells. I think that Doom would have been a bit of a dead weight in there. He could have gone nuke build, could have just gone up the level death instead of going farming or anything, and the massive nuke damage at the start from level death could have been interesting. So you've got to think about heroes differently in reverse captain's mode. It's a really good, interesting way to play. I think one of the last times I played reverse captain's mode, I think I played a support Phantom Assassin. I played like a roaming Phantom Assassin. I just got phase boots and then a shitload of wraith bands. I think it was sort of like phase boots and the ring of Aquila and a shitload of wraith bands, and I just roamed around playing support Phantom Assassin and just sort of really trying to make kills happen. So it's a really interesting way to think about heroes in ways that you haven't really thought about them before. So it will be interesting to see how it goes. We might see a support Medusa, I think. At the moment, I think Medusa is the least farm dependent hero on their team. The split shot will be utterly worthless, but that's alright. You can still launch Mystic Snake into the middle of fights, and Stony Gaze, or Stone Gaze, will be fantastic. They've got 3 agility melee carries at the moment, so Stone Gaze will wreck team fights, so that will be interesting. It's just... And then a ban of Visage. I know Visage is a little bit difficult to play, but God, I would love to have him. Oh, these bans. I don't know. Got a pick of Lich. Whoa. I don't know. They're giving like that. I really think Ursa is going to be their key hero. Right now, I think DiH is going to have the key hero of Ursa, and they've got 3 slows. They've got Spectral Dagger, Stifling Dagger, and Frost Blast, and then they have Earth Shock on the Ursa as well. So giving them that Frost Blast with the
10
Ursa
seconds remaining.
will be quite brutal. I think it will be quite so much damage and so much more damage coming out from the Ursa. I don't know. I'm so speechless. I guess they were running on very little reserve time, so they sort of had to pick a hero. I may have opted to give them, I don't know. Necrolite is going to be interesting. He can support, and he can carry if he gets that farm. But I think because there's no real massive nuke damage, on either side, the fights are going to be quite long and quite drawn out, which will make Death Pulse so valuable. Death Pulse is going to win team fights, I think. Having the 5-second cooldown with the heal and damage will, if any of the fights are just long, that will turn it in the Radiant's favour. Death Pulse is going to be a game changer, I feel. And we've got a final pick of Alchemist for the DotA team, so Radiant has chosen Alchemist for them. So serious melee carry team, fairly fairly standard sort of stuff. Good picks, I think. Both Phantom Assassin and Spectre are very, very item dependent. Ursa not so much, which makes me think he's going to be key. And Lich, and you can play a support Alchemist, so I foresee that Alchemist will just be going Unstable Concoction and Acid Spray, and will probably skip Grevil's Greed altogether, and these two will probably be roaming and ganking. We've got a final pick of Wisp. So Wisp doesn't really synergize with any of these heroes so much, even though he is a fantastic hero. He does take like a lot of skill and team coordination to play. So I think in this situation, especially with these heroes, Wisp was probably a good choice. So this is going to be an interesting match, as reverse captain's mode games always are. Oh, well, I don't... Yeah, I guess I'll just do what I can do and start like this. The captain, not quite Claymore, is going to be playing the Medusa. G-Banger is going to be playing the Necrolite. Mr. Flop is going mid on the Shadow Fiend. Biscuit is going to be running bottom on the Lycanthrope with, God, how do I say that? Kuril Sputnik. Kuril Sputnik? Mr. Sputnik. Mr. Sputnik is going to be playing the Wisp. You may have to message me later with the phonetics on how to say your name. Anyway, we've got Finn the Human playing the Lich. Standing in mid lane is going to be denying a creep. He's going support role, the captain. We've got Alchemist being played by XQ1W2 XORZX. Is going to be playing the Alchemist. And then Mussolini is going to be taking up the role on the Phantom Assassin. Lady Rainicorn is playing the Ursa. And we have Elman playing the Spectre. So, by the looks of it, we're playing 2-1-2 DotA here. So, we've got the Wisp supporting the Lycan in the bottom lane, while we've got Medusa and Necrolite. That's a fairly good aggressive lane going up top, with Shadow Fiend going head to head against the Alchemist. So it looks like Alchemist might be taking that mid lane farming role, as he has picked up his Acid Spray. Spectre and Lich bottom, so that's pretty good. Got the double slow going there. Lots of damage should be able to come out from the Spectre. Good warding up here, so both teams keeping their warding up. Have selected supports. And then we've got Phantom Assassin taking the safe lane farm, with Ursa doing the jungle. So, that's the lanes. Let's just see how it goes. So yes, Alchemist is opting to do the farming role. He's gone Acid Spray and Grevil's Grid, so he will be looking to farm and hopefully just annoying that Shadow Fiend and keeping him out of the lane with that Acid Spray. So Alchemist is doing very good, a very good job of outlast hitting that Shadow Fiend. That was quite impressive actually. But I think one thing that I have encountered while playing reverse captains modes is that both teams play very passively because they don't have heroes, and don't have lineups that they're confident with. So both teams I have found do play quite passively. So I don't think we'll be seeing anything too outrageous early on. Alchemist has picked up an early Soul Ring, so we'll be working quite hard on his Acid Spray, so getting that farm up from the Acid Spray as well as the Grevil's Greed. Phantom Assassin is going to have a rough time in this lane. Necrolite has picked up the Heartstop Aura, so will be able to stand just in range, can just stand here and keep that harass up on the Phantom Lancer. But the Phantom Lancer, Phantom Assassin, not Phantom Lancer, is going to have a bit of a difficult time up against these two ranged heroes there, and they can both be quite aggressive. Wisp doing a good job here of pulling the creeps. Got that deny in. But God, this game is going to be... Oh, Alchemist being caught out taking a lot of damage from that Shadow Fiend is keeping that Acid Spray up and is doing a fair bit of damage to the Shadow Fiend. He's almost run out of tangos, but does get his bottle up, so they're going to have to start doing some bottle runs now. Alchemist has opted not for the bottle, but should still be going for the runes to try and deny some of those runes to the Shadow Fiend. So pings are happening here. They know that the Ursa is wandering around. Ursa has picked up his boots. So they do have the slow from the Phantom Assassin. But Ursa has decided to continue with his jungling. He's taking a lot of damage from those creeps. Will be interesting to see how that jungling goes. So, yep, Alchemist did manage to pick up that Invis rune, sort of denying it to the Shadow Fiend, but Shadow Fiend used that bottle to good effect and is back up to full health and almost full mana. Alchemist is keeping those Acid Sprays up. I feel that Alchemist should keep the Acid Sprays until a new creep wave comes up. So once a new creep wave walks in, like he is now you should Acid Spray, and that way I think you get the full duration and full damage of the Acid Spray, and that would be the best way to zone out the Shadow Fiend. Also, I feel that you should be leveling Acid Spray over the top of Grevil's Greed, because you're not going to get that farm unless you can push the Shadow Fiend out of the lane. Here on the bottom lane, God, I'm just going to bring up some last hits. So, yes, the ranged heroes, as you can see, ranged heroes are quite valuable. Oh! Necrolite being caught out, taking a lot of damage. That Ursa doing so much damage with that Overpower and the Fury swipes. And while that was all happening, I missed the first blood on the Alchemist, but... Oh, one more hit. Yes, does go down. And one more shot. No, Medusa is one shot away from killing that Ursa, but there's pings on the Shadow Fiend with a haste rune. There's no way he's getting away from that. Runs back up, decides to give the farm to the Medusa instead of the Shadow Fiend. That was probably a good choice, running back into the Medusa like that. On the Radiant team, I think the hero with the most potential to snowball is definitely the Shadow Fiend, so they really need to work on keeping him down. Lycanthrope has opted to move into the jungle, might have been copping a little bit of harass from the Spectre as well as the Lich, and has opted to move into the jungle and try and get some sort of safe farm going on here. So he's going for a fast Vlads. I just saw that he's got a mask up there, so that will help with his farming in the jungle quite significantly. Phantom Assassin... I missed what item Phantom Assassin's going for, but Bring some things up. Anything? We've got a phase boots on Medusa. That's quite good. Fairly early phase boots. Ooh, action's happening here. Oh, Necrolight's being caught out again. That Ursa is just doing so much damage. That early game damage is so valuable in these reverse captain's mode games. So, make use of it. That slow, the Phantom Assassin's slow, coupled with the massive damage from the Ursa, they're making full effect of that. This lane is quite aggressive though, and is, I think, doing a fairly good job. Where's Phantom Assassin? Doing a fairly good job of keeping the Phantom Assassin's farm down. The Medusa's farm is way over the top. This Necrolite has got a ward up now, so will help him out quite a bit, keeping him a bit safer. Right now, the Wisp is solo farming bottom. I don't agree with the Wisp solo farming bottom. I know that much. I'm just trying to think what I would do differently. I would possibly leave the Medusa solo top against the Phantom Assassin and the Ursa, especially once he hits level 6 and has that Stone Gaze, and then maybe send the Necrolite bottom. Shadow Fiend has picked up another kill on the Alchemist. Necrolite's walking in, possibly hoping to get this kill, but I think he might bite off a bit more than he can chew. Oh, god damn it! Ah, that was an epic fail. He's on the Radiant team. Oh, I knew that. He's walking in to heal him up. I was getting excited there. I was like, oh, go Necrolite, level 4 Necrolite against a level 9 Shadow Fiend with double damage. Come on, you could do it. And nope, just got distracted by my excitement. Alright, well, it's a little way in, so let's see, it's a little bit in the Radiant's favor, about 1,500 in the Radiant's favor both ways. That's probably, yeah, so the top farm here, top farm by 3 heroes on the Radiant team. The Dire team is falling behind a little bit. Alchemist is not getting the farm to make that Grevil's Greed worth it. I honestly think that with the amount of like melee carry heroes that they've got, because Alchemist has a reliable stun and a reliable damage source, they should have just put him as a ganker. I think let max Unstable Concoction, max Acid Spray, get some reliable damage onto some heroes, get some early game damage up, and I think that would have helped out a lot more. Other than that, we got phase boots up on Spectre, so Spectre's got a little bit of farm, got 30 last hits. Alchemist has 40, which is respectable up against the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend does have 10 more than him though, so yes. But as you can see, both teams are playing quite defensively. And this is what I was saying before, the Necrolite has come down and opted to farm with the Wisp, and they've left Medusa solo top. So I think that is a good choice. Oh, Alchemist is going in on the Shadow Fiend, throws a little stun in there, but is not going to do nearly enough damage. Shadow Fiend throws one hit straight in on top of the Alchemist, and is just like, no, I'm not going to be able to do anything. I think Alchemist did let loose his stun quite early there, though. Dove does have his ultimate, so we'll be able to regen things back. Ursa's coming in, looking for a kill on the Shadow Fiend. And where was that? Both Phantom Assassin and Spectre were able to go and get a kill on the Wisp, so good use of slows and good use of heroes there, I think. Really need to keep these ganks up in these games, because sort of, especially the reverse captain's mode games where it's carry filled. There's just all the carry roles, you need to take those ones with like the slight early game ganking potential, the ones with the slows, and make the use of those, especially if you have someone like Lich who is able to throw in some extra nuke damage on top. actions happening on the bottom lane here. Necrolite's taking a fair bit of damage, breaks the tether on the Wisp. Wisp is going in on the Phantom Assassin, but has caught himself between 3 heroes. Needs to tether on top of the Necrolite to get away. The Lich goes down as well. What? The Lycan came in and started helping some people, started beating on some people. Phantom Assassin's going to sneak away on very, very little life. Shadow Fiend comes in with a haste rune as well. So they managed to pick up the kill on the Spectre. That's a double kill going to the Lycan.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And right now, Phantom Assassin is limping away. Literally. She's hunched over. Still enough energy in her to do a Phantom Strike though. Alchemist is coming in, is going to, yes, let loose that stun onto the Shadow Fiend, start beating on him. And there's the ultimate. They do run away from that. Mr. Flop got a kill. What? Mr. Flop got a kill on the Phantom Assassin. What?
Dire structures are
I completely missed that. I'm guessing the Phantom Assassin came in to throw a little dagger onto the Shadow Fiend, and then the Shadow Fiend's longest Shadow Rays must have picked her up. Or maybe it was the Requiem of Souls. Maybe one soul just caught him out. But that was a good kill on the Shadow Fiend. Managed to take him down a peg. And yes, so Lich got away on very low life, was taking a lot of damage from that Shadow Fiend, just doing so much damage with those auto attacks. And Shadow Fiend is getting much closer to his Lothars, has picked up his Claymore, and is only 400 gold away from his Shadow Amulet, so he'll have his Shadow Blade soon. Ursa's going for Roshan. Lots of pings. Pings are happening. Pings are coming from everywhere. Heroes are coming in. They know it's happening. Heroes are backed off. Lich is coming in. Lich doesn't have his ultimate for this fight. Walks in, takes so much damage. Somebody's picked up the Lycan has picked up a Medallion of Courage and is doing massive, massive damage to that Lich. But on the flip side, the Shadow Fiend is taking a lot from the Ursa. Ursa's running straight in, doing so many hits. Shadow Fiend is doing that little bit that he can to use the bottle. That is a good use of the ultimate there from the Medusa. Use the Stone Gaze. Turn that fight around quite quickly. Alchemist is coming in, throws a stun. Nice stun on top of 3 heroes. Unfortunately, didn't do much damage at all. Right now, sort of, everyone's limping around. The Necrolite did go down. I missed that kill, unfortunately. Right back here, so I think I saw the Spectre limping back from there, so the Spectre must have got the kill. Ping's happening on here. God, I just missed that kill as well. The Wisp. Wisp going down to the Alchemist, so Alchemist jumped in, probably did a stun. Alchemist has picked up a Hand of Midas. How? Oh! Shadow Fiend was, I don't know, must have tried to teleport away or something, or was standing under the acid. The acid got the kill on the Shadow Fiend.
Radiant's middle tower.
Jeez, I'm finding it difficult to keep up with this action. And it's a reverse captain's mode match, so imagine trying to do a real match. God. So pings are happening on the middle tower. I think with that little bit of advantage that they've gained by those fights, they might look to try and start pushing a few towers. The Radiant are still leading the farm. The top 3 heroes are on the Radiant team. Just having a look at the XP graph. XP and gold are both in the Radiant's favour. So the Dire need to make use of what they can. And they are going to. They're going to try and get that Roshan on the Ursa. Get that little bit of extra gold. Help out. And Alchemist is playing the role of a ward here. Has pinged the Wisp. Wisp is coming in. Lots of pings. They know that Rosh is happening. Right now, Wisp is in a dangerous situation. Good body blocks by the Alchemist. The Invis body blocks happening there. The Lycan is coming in. Good body blocks still. Those body blocks from the Alchemist are amazing. Ursa picks up the Aegis. Pops straight away to the Lycan. Lycan is going Necronomicon. I think that's a good build for this game. Right now, bit of trouble. No, not so much. Chasing him in under the tower. There's, what, 4 or 5 heroes there. Copping a little bit of slow. Oh! Necrolite! Oh, Shadow Fiend! Necrolite was very low. Shadow Fiend turned around, managed a few hits. And with that, Necrolite turned around, altered the Spectre. And then Medusa picked up a kill on the Lich as well. And right now, the Ursa is on very low life, in a dangerous spot. Shadow Fiend does have faster movement speed, especially with that Wisp, but opts not to chase. They're going to go and try and pick up this tower. that fight went massively into Radiant's favour. DiH did get the Roshan, did get the Aegis, but was unfortunately not able to capitalize on it. Radiant did pick up those kills and came out very much on top. I'm just trying to pick what items people are going for. So it looks like the Medusa is going sort of early game damage, has picked up phase boots as well as the Chrysalis, so really early on damage, and has got 2 blades of alacrity, so it's probably going a diffusal blade. Sorry, action happening in the middle here. Oh, Shadow Fiend being caught out by that Sentry Ward. God, that his ultimate when he dies does quite a scary amount of damage, really. Hurts quite a bit, and especially on those heroes, on these heroes with the low life totals, so making full use of that. But yes, as I was looking, just trying to figure out what builds people are going. So Lycan has picked up a lot of items and doesn't have boots. Has just opted to completely ignore the boots. So letting his wolves do most of the chasing, most of the farming, and then making really getting that movement speed of the shapeshift. So he'll probably run in, hit someone, and then yeah, as soon as he's got the kill or shapeshift is about to wear off, he'll probably leg it and turn around and run away. Continuing on, the Alchemist has gone Boots of Travel as well as the Hand of Midas, so he's going really, really strong farming. Getting that Grevil's Greed as well as the Hand of Midas. The Ursa has just picked up the Vlad's, so fairly standard item on him, but hasn't been able to get any further. And Spectre looks to be going drums, so it's got a bracer and looks to be getting a rope of Margie for the drums as well. So, a couple of interesting skill builds, nothing too outrageous or too out of the way. Makes it really interesting all around. But, I don't know. I'm trying to pick anything that I would do seriously differently. I would probably not go the Midas on the Alchemist. I don't know, because this game, it does have like the potential to go really late, because no one has those really strong pushing heroes. I think if the Shadow Fiend got a better start and didn't get those few cop those few deaths, I definitely wouldn't have gone the Midas, because you'd need that mid-game power. Hand of Midas doesn't provide you that mid-game power. You sort of after you purchase the Midas, for the next 10 minutes afterwards, you're quite you can be fairly weak compared to other heroes. Shadow Fiend in a bit of a dangerous situation. Might cop a stun. Nope. Does get yep, is able to invis away nice and safely. Alchemist is going to cop that stun, and Shadow Fiend's turned around. Nope, tiny little ultimate, does barely anything. They could probably turn around and take them. Ursa's got that thought exactly, especially with the Spectre ult. Spectre's coming in, put an ultimate on top of the Necrolite, stun on the Alchemist again. Alchemist has stunned himself twice. Is doing so much more damage though. Whisper's teleporting in. Can bring the Necrolite into the fight. The Shadow Fiend does go down. That ultimate doing so much. Ursa gets a kill on the Necrolite. Necrolite used his ultimate on the Phantom Assassin, just missed out on the kill. So, that's 2 kills to the Dire team, so that will be bringing him back a bit. So, wow. God. And Lycan's doing a split push on the bottom lane, so he's looking to get this tower. Lots of pings are happening on the tower. I think he's going to get it though. One teleport comes in. He still has his shapeshift to absolutely murder the hero that teleported in. But stun comes in from the Alchemist, and the Spectre's coming in for that support. So the Lycan opts to turn around, run away. Was able to pick up that tower kill, which will help immensely though. God. Alright. Keeping the warding up, there's a ward here, unfortunately didn't check anything, so that sentry ward will see that observer ward, but they're not able to get up there. Yeah, dewarding is keeping up, so they do have that solid support on both teams to take that role. They do have the Lich, and they do have the Wisp, so two solid supports are able to keep that warding up. Sentry ward was dropped there. Oh! Shadow Fiend being caught out by the sentry ward. Lots of heroes coming in, Spectres coming in to help, but Wisp teleports them both away. I don't know if that was the right choice. Might have just teleported Shadow Fiend out. We'll see. I think Wisp is just going to sacrifice himself. Save the Shadow Fiend, sacrifice himself. Necrolite also got caught out on the top lane. The Alchemist doing a lot of damage there. And it looks like same thing's going to happen to the Medusa. So pops his armlet, doing lots of damage. He just stopped hitting for a moment, I'm unsure why. But Spectre did get the kill on that. Used his Spectral Dagger and was able to get up the kill. Lycanthrope continuing that split push. Using those Necronomicon warriors and his Lycan, his little wolves to good effect. His Howl, giving those Necronomicon warriors that extra damage. It costs them a lot in order to defend that. That tower, so close to dying, that cost 3 teleport scrolls. So, God, yeah. This game is so... These Captain's Mode games are so interesting. I love them. They're backwards and sideways and upside down, and heroes are played differently, and people come up with different strange strategies. Actually, speaking of coming up with different strange strategies, I remember the last time I played a Captain's Mode game, there was a Wisp. Somebody played a Wisp, and they played a split push Wisp. So they got, I think it was a Manta style, and a Radiance, and an Assault Cuirass, and they like really farmed the shit out of the Wisp, and used that relocate. Good stun going in here. Lots of people's called out, but the Shadow Fiend does a massive ultimate on top of the Phantom Assassin, picks him off, and doing so much damage to the Alchemist as well. And right now the Ursa comes in, completely murders the Wisp as soon as he teleports in. Spectre's giving chase to this Necrolite here, doing lots of damage, and then here the Lycanthrope has got a kill on the Lich. Oh, he's got all the little minions chasing. Did get a kill on the Lich, but is on very low life now. Shadow Fiend is coming around the back, did get a kill on the Spectre, and right now the only person left alive on the Dire team is the Ursa, which looks like he might have a difficult time getting away since the... Oh, body blocked by all the creeps! No, that was the wrong one, didn't cast it far enough ahead. But it looks like, I think Ursa's going to get away here. No! God, I keep saying that. Body blocked by the creeps and then followed up by the Diffusal Blade from the Medusa. That is a team wipe. That is officially a team wipe. Even though Phantom Assassin did come back almost straight away, it's still a team wipe. I'm counting it. I'm going to give that to the Radiant. Benefit of the doubt. Shadow Fiend taking a little bit of damage from the Phantom Assassin. I think the Phantom Assassin's pretty game going after the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend could probably just turn around and mincemeat the Phantom Assassin, but I guess they did have the Alchemist there to support, coming in from behind. But yes, to continue my train of thought earlier, that the carry split push Wisp that got a shitload of items and then was using relocate to split push. So would grab someone, go split push a tower, just murder it, like get the tower down, basically backdoor, and then relocate away before anyone could do anything about it. It was quite entertaining to watch, really. Necrolite taking a lot of damage, being caught out by the Spectre again, but Lycan was farming. Lycan was doing a little bit of jungle farm. Spectre didn't know that and just got caught out. Oh, we've got a Smoke Rosh here. So Smoke going into Roshan. I think that ward, yes, that ward did completely miss it. But while this is happening, Lycan is pushing the top. He's gonna get a risk-free tower. I think he's got all these little minions doing all the damage. He could just set your minions on the tower. Oh well, I guess Radiant got the kill anyway. and Ursa has picked up his Aegis the Immortal. They're going on the mid lane. This Shadow Fiend's in a bit of dangerous... No, the Wisp is in a more dangerous situation. Alchemist gets the invis stun on the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend might pop out. Yes, does get his ultimate off. Does a lot of damage to the Alchemist, but the Ursa comes up and does even more damage. And ultimate is let loose by the Lich. That's a double kill to the Ursa. Wisp teleported in, got absolutely slaughtered by the Spectre while all that was happening. And then Lycan ran away up the hills here. So set to do a little bit of pushing, but the other heroes came in after that cleanup. Necrolite has a haste rune, his ultimate is coming down, and Lycanthrope's going in after this Spectre. No, they've opted against it. Was too far ahead, was too difficult. Ursa has picked up a Heaven's Howl, but that's a good choice, so we'll be able to use that on both the Shadow Fiend and the Lycan, and even the Medusa as well. So, good pick up there. The sort of support item that still gives him the extra damage and health that he needs. Alright, just brought the stream back up. Sorry about that, I had a bit of an emergency over the phone. But we came back, didn't miss too much action, hopefully. The Aegis popped on the Ursa. Anyway, smoke coming in. So Lich has got a smoke and they're going in on the bottom lane here. Lycanthrope caught completely out. Mega kill is ended. So much damage onto the Lycan. And he has a 70-second respawn. That is a long time to be waiting. Especially this early in the game. So, but he is insanely farmed. Has a Necro 3, has his Vlads, has a Boots of Travel, so he's going a really, really strong split push. And this is going to be turned into an Assault Cuirass. So they can mince towers and buildings even faster. Just going to take a quick look at the items. So, Ghost Scepter up on the Shadow Fiend, looks to be going an Ethereal Blade. Diffusal Blade still on the Medusa with a Demon Edge, so might be going Monkey King Bar, seeing as the Ursa has picked up the Heaven's Help and does have that evasion, as well as the Phantom Assassin having the Blur as well. On the Dire team, we've still got we've got a Shadow Blade up on pings are happening here. We've got a Shadow Blade. Shadow Blade on the Alchemist, so Alchemist is making the most of that. Shadow Blade, good ultimate from the Medusa, completely nullifying that entire fight. Two heroes there, both the Shadow Fiend and the Medusa were in a lot of danger. Still in a lot of danger. Shadow Fiend doing a lot of damage, and ult comes in, just catching him out. That Shadow Blade was just a little bit too late to dodge that damage. But these two heroes here were in a lot of danger, and that was a fantastic use of Medusa's ultimate. Support teleports coming in from the Necrolite. Necrolite looking to get a nice little snipe on the Ursa. But whatever fights are happening, the Lycan is on the other side of the map. Doesn't matter what's going on. He's like, alright, I'm just going to let you guys fight, distract and everything. I'm going to be on the opposite side of the map, and I'm going to be a Furion, basically. I'm going to be a Nature's Prophet. I'm going to teleport all over the map, split push, and make the enemies seem a living hell. Make their lives a living hell. Make it very difficult for them to get coordinated team fights that sort of drag out a little bit, because they have to get back as quick as they can and stop that split push. Just have a quick look at the graphs for everyone. Hope you've all got that. Pings are happening here, so Ursa's coming in, walks straight into two heroes, does a lot of damage to Lycan, and a stun coming in on Lycan as well, and all that armor reduction. Oh, Medallion of Courage bit him in the ass. Necrolite goes down to the Phantom Assassin's damage. The Wisp as well as the Medusa have teleported in, but there's not really much for them to do at the moment, so they're just going to teleport back to wherever they came from. Lich was coming in the back, and Alchemist was going around as well, but they both found that the two heroes teleported away. Teleport support comes in from the Ursa as well as the Phantom Assassin onto the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend was doing a strong push mid while all this was happening. So, good use of, good team communication, good use of teleport scrolls to try and defend those split pushes that are happening. So Medusa has picked up a Daedalus, so is going really, really solid damage. Honestly, I think with this money, I would have liked to see Medusa pick up a like a sheep stick, like a Gunzu's Scythe of Fires. What are they called? These things. Picking up a sheep stick would give that mana shield so much substance and would make her really, really tanky. So, also, Fantastic Disable would be great in this game. They need. Right now, the Radiant don't have many disables at all. They've got like the Wisp's Tether, which is quite situational, and they've got Necrolite's Reaper's Scythe, which is one person every minute, maybe. Every 2 minutes and a half. So they do need those disables up on the Radiant team, and I think a Sheep Stick on Medusa would have been one of the ways to go. So Spectre has picked up his Diffusal Blade, has got the drums, so sort of slight support, as well as the Diffusal Blade, getting that slow in there. Other heroes, Shadow Fiend has finished his Ethereal Blade, so we'll be looking to do lots of damage with that. Ursa's running straight into him. He's picked up a Sacred Relic, so I think he's going to be going an Abyssal Blade. Get a bit more of that disable, get a bit more stun in there. Shadow Fiend is in a dangerous situation right now, topping a lot of damage from 2, 3, 4, 5 heroes. But when he dies, he just does so much damage straight back to them, like did a third of each hero's health. So like opening a fight like that is great because you kill off the Shadow Fiend, but you take so much damage from his ultimate. It's so catch-22. I would definitely take the kill. I would take the damage to get the kill, though. Don't get me wrong. Oh, Alchemist has picked up a gem. That's why. I saw the chase and I saw the run and I was like, oh, I think that's good prediction. But no, Alchemist has picked up a gem. Lycanthrope is continuing this split push with his little minions. Killing that red Necronomicon Mora. Not too much to worry about at the moment. Does have quite a lot of life. So, the Phantom Assassin has picked up Skull Basher, so with the extra attack speed from the Phantom Strike, that will make... That's a fairly guaranteed 2-second stun on someone. Within those few moments that you... within those 4 attacks that you get from Phantom Strike, it's a fairly guaranteed stun. So, I think that is a good choice of item in this game. They need... Ooh, sorry. Alchemist gets a kill on Necrolite, so... Abyssal Blade as well, so there's Abyssal Blades going all around. Phantom Assassin has picked up the Skull Basher, and Ursa has picked up the Sacred Relic, which I assume is going into an Abyssal Blade. So, that's interesting. Spectre has opted for an Assault Cuirass, has picked up the Plate Mail as well as the Chainmail. They'll just find Roshan spawn, so... Boom! Alchemist wants to make this happen. Big ultimate from Shadow Fiend, sort of, doesn't really catch anyone, unfortunately. Necrolite goes down, as well as the Lycanthrope. I think Necrolite went down earlier. Good ultimate from the Medusa, was stopping a lot of damage there, but not quite enough, as the Shadow Fiend still goes down to all that damage. Stun there on the Wisp, lots of damage, and they just need a couple of slows, one slow, something. Necrolite comes in, just misses that, just misses the stomp. Phantom Assassin goes in, but Ursa opts to turn around and leaves him to his fate. So that is three kills for the price of one. So that was pretty. Holy shit! Medusa's doing a lot of damage, picking up a butterfly as well.
Radiant's top tower has
Top tower goes down. Spectre and Ursa pick that up. Oh, slow coming. No, just misses. It was point target. Didn't opt to click the enemy hero though. But yes, just missed that Spectral Dagger, and I think if that Spectral Dagger hit, that was a fairly guaranteed kill for them. Going on Roshan here, the Alchemist has taken a lot of damage from the Roshan. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the same damage healing output that the Ursa does, but he is coming in to help out. Ursa's almost finished his Abyssal Blade. Needs 300 more gold to finish that off to get the respite. So that is an interesting strategy. I like that. It's sort of a carry based disable. It's interesting. See, good ways to think about these games. You start doing creative things. Lycanthrope almost has his Assault Cuirass up. Has stopped doing the split pushes so much. He's got caught out a few times. Caught out like now. Does pop his ultimate and gets away quite safely. But yes, Lycan seems to have stopped doing those. Oh, could deny. Necronomicon Warrior does have True Sight, so you would be able to deny those wards. But yes, Lycan has opted to stop doing the split pushing. Was caught out a few times, so just wants to farm up his Assault Cuirass and get a little bit of that sort of defensibility under his belt. Looking at the last hits here, they're all through the roof. Everyone is just trying to farm. While Wisp has got that score. That is great. Go the supports. The 3 supports are not farming, while everybody else's creep score is through the roof. God damn, that Medusa does a lot of damage. That split shot with that Daedalus works quite well. So Phantom Assassin has now got her Abyssal Blade as well. And Spectre has finished off the Assault Cuirass. So quite a fair bit of team fight and yeah, very strong team fight potential coming out from the DIH team now. I think this is an excellent strategy that they've chosen to use, going the Abyssal Blades. The guaranteed stuns will help a lot. Pings are happening on the top lane, so I think they want to get a good solid push going in here. However, heroes are coming in to help. We've got the Ursa not too far away. Right now, the Phantom Assassin's in a bit of a dangerous situation, but the Spectre uses his ultimate, comes in, taking so much damage though, spreading it all. Oh, uses the cheese! Cheese does a lot of damage. The Alchemist comes in, picks up a kill on the Shadow Fiend. The ultimate from the Medusa slows down 2 heroes. Lycan sort of did a little juke, comes around there, but is taking so much damage from the Alchemist. And Alchemist is going to pop. Gem of True Sight drops. Lich throws big ultimate, hitting so many people. Pings on there. The Spectre did pick up the Gem of True Sight, and there's a kill on the Medusa. I have to commend the Spectre for that. Walking into the middle of all those heroes, soaking up all that damage, all that early team fight stuff, and then using the cheese to regenerate everything else. Regenerate it all back. That was a fantastic use of cheese. I commend that Spectre for opening the fight that way. That was great. And with all this, we've got a hard push going bottom. So massive damage going on to this tower. All we have at the moment is a Wisp and a Lycan to try and defend this. Lycan is off farming, has opted to not defend this. They have popped the fortification, and Necrolite as well as Shadow Fiend are back up in a moment, and we'll be able to try and help, but I think this Rax is going down. At least one of them are. Lycan has teleported back. Yes, that's both Rax going down. Lycan is taking a lot of damage from that Spectre, but does go down. The Shadow Fiend threw something in, managed to hit it. Lich taking a fair bit of damage. The Alchemist coming in. Shadow Blade with the double Shadow Blade. Stun? Yes, stun. Does go on to the Shadow Fiend. Taking a lot of damage. The Ursa slowed underneath the tower, but the Abyssal Blade just completely nullifying any damage that the Medusa was going to do. And the Ursa, no, Ursa doesn't get away. Ursa goes down to the Necronomicon Archer. But has the Aegis, comes back to life, continues that fight.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Push is coming from all over the place. We've got Phantom Assassin pushing bottom, and we've got, god damn, that Medusa does a lot of damage. Nice shot. That was a very good use of Shadow Rays. As soon as used his Ethereal Blade, and then Alchemist popped his Shadow Blade straight away, and right after used Shadow Rays in order to pick up the kill while he was invis. So that was good use of skills all around. But great work by the Shadow Fiend. So I am trying to run through my head the options that Radiant have, because they were leading the farm, but DiH have just got a massive advantage over the top of them right now. That Alchemist got a lot of farm. The use of Grevil's Greed along with that Hand of Midas was great. And the combined strategy of the Abyssal Blades, like the use of combining all the Abyssal Blades together, gives them great disable, despite them all being carries. So this looks to be a bit of a group up mid for a push. Couple of pokes going in, just sort of testing the waters. All 5 heroes are defending here though, so 3 against 5 will not work. They're going to have to wait for these other heroes to come back. Alchemist teleported bottom, but everybody else is in the fight mid. They saw the Alchemist teleport bottom, and it's like, alright, 4 vs 5, it's on, so they're going for it. Phantom Assassin does manage to stun. Oh, good stun on the Shadow Fiend. Good use of the Abyssal Blade there. That's 2 heroes, 2 for the price of 1. Good use of the ultimate by the Medusa as well. Blinks on top of the Medusa, but their attack speed is just too slow. They don't actually do anything. Wisp goes down. That's a triple kill so far to the Ursa. Has these phase boots, slowed by the Wisp, and is going to shred that Necrolite. That is a team wipe. Radiant team are down. They can happily push. And there is the GG, well played. Thank you everyone for playing. Very interesting game, as only Reverse Captain's Mode can deliver. Here is the scoreboard for all of those who enjoy the stats and things like that. So that's what it looks like. Bring up a quick graph. That's what it all looks like. Fantastic. Thank you very much for playing. As you see, Reverse Captain's Mode. Reverse Captain's Mode is great because it forces players to play heroes that they're not comfortable with. So if you want to sort of learn some new heroes where there's a bit of a level playing field because other players don't know the heroes that they're using as well, that's when you play Reverse Captain's Mode. It's good fun. So yes. Alright. Well, okay. Thank you very much everyone for playing. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Has been a fun evening. I think I'm going to call it tonight for myself. This will probably be the last game that I'm casting. But thank you very much. Good little fountain dive here. Yes, thank you very much, everyone. It's been a fantastic night. Had a lot of fun. These games are going to be going up on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Boom! God, that was a lot of damage. Yes, so thank you very much, everyone. As you all know, here at DotA is Hard, we're new player friendly. So come join us. We can teach you a few new things. We're into fun little games like this. Enjoy yourself. God damn it! Just kill the damn ancient already. But yes, fun little games like this, always enjoyable. Thank you very much, everyone, for playing. If you want to get come join, please check us out. Facebook.ishard, YouTube.ishard. We have a Dota 2 chat channel, and we also have a Steam group. So come and check us out. Dota is hard for everything. Search us, you'll find us. Please come join. Here's the stats for the last one. Good game, well played, everyone. And this is Project Swift signing out.